Hello, welcome to Wednesday's class. I'm just going to adjust this slightly. There we go. Hello. Today's A to Z. I'm going to just adjust it back up a little bit. Sorry about this. Today's A to Z of exercise is a bit of a cheat, really, because I was thinking, oh, what can I put up? What is X? What's X? And then I thought, oh, XX. Women's chromosomes for women. So I thought, well, women are bound to suffer from sarcopenia more than men. So I thought I'd do something on sarcopenia and weight training again. And then when I started to look it up, men apparently get more sarcopenia than women. So X is going to be XY for men and XX for women. So that takes care of the Y as well, sort of. If anybody can think of a topic for Z, suggestions gratefully received. I can't actually think of an exercise topic for Z. Anyway, yes, so I was doing this research, and I think it's because men, it's testosterone that builds muscle. Men have bigger muscles, more muscle mass than women, and I think as they get older, the muscle mass, the testosterone, they produce less testosterone, and so I think that that's probably why they get more sarcopenia than women. But whether it's men or women, it doesn't matter. It's still a very, very serious condition affecting quality of life. There's still researching sarcopenia because it's a fairly recent, it's not a recent phenomenon because obviously people have had sarcopenia forever, but they've only started, the magical they, have only started taking it really seriously fairly recently, actually. There's been a lot of research on osteoporosis, and it's predominantly women that get osteoporosis, but now they're thinking, I've said this before, that sarcopenia and osteoporosis are sort of linked. So I've been thinking about doing another class, but just doing it on strengthening exercises, because the one we do is like a whole body workout. There's a little bit of cardio. There's very gentle strengthening exercises using the bands. But what I was thinking of doing is doing another exercise class, but concentrating not on using weights, but body weight exercises, which means that you would have to be able to get on the floor. It's very difficult to do some body weight exercises without being able to get on the floor. And if I did it, I don't know what day I would do it on, maybe a Saturday morning. But it would mean more coffees. I don't know if people are interested in it, if they would feel it useful, just to sort of build your muscles a bit. You're not going to look like Mr. Universe. I was going to use the one that we always use, Arnie, but you won't develop great big muscles. What you will get is muscle strength. One of the ways they test muscle strength, excuse me a minute, is by grip strength. If you've ever had a sort of general medical, they will give you I don't know what it's called, a gripometer maybe. It looks a bit like that, but it's got a gauge on the side, and you have to squeeze it as hard as you can. So if you want to be strong and practice your grip, I don't know how your grip can tell you the strength of your legs, because you may spend your time watching television doing that and develop forearms like a washerwoman. But that's one of the tests that they use. It's one of the tests they use for longevity as well. See how long you're going to live. It's weird. So as I've said before, if you can, get yourself down to Decathlon. Other sports shops are available, and get yourself a hand grip or hand strengtheners. They don't look like this anymore from Decathlon, but these are from Decathlon. And just sit and just do it while you watch telly, and just improve the strength of your arms. But there are lots of ways that you can increase your strength. But I think body weight exercises are good because it's using stuff in the home. You don't need specialist equipment. It's technique and using your own body weight. So if there would be an appetite for another class on a Saturday, or maybe I might just do a one-off. But the thing is, if I do a one-off, people have all good intentions and they think, oh yes, I'm definitely going to do that. Oh well, yeah, it's really good, I'll do that. Whereas like this one, if you know on a Wednesday or a Saturday or what at 9 o'clock I'm doing a class, it gives you a focus and you switch on. So let me know if there would be an appetite for that. If there isn't for a specific class, then I'll do a video and upload it onto YouTube. But muscle wasting is really, really serious. Apart from aesthetically, it's not very nice. It leads to falls and it leads to, like I said, quality of life, independence, lack of independence. Not able to get off the loo. Imagine how humiliating that would be. Yes, please, new class. Okay, Elizabeth, I'll have a think about it. It's Saturday. How's Saturday for people? Saturday at 9 o'clock. Oh, no, I run at Saturday at 9 o'clock. I don't want to interrupt my running. Maybe a Monday. Anyway, but I'll have a think about it. Right, 9 o'clock. Oh, I just want to tell you something. There's a virtual race, and it's called the Circumpolar Race Around the World, CRAW. And it's there's teams of 10, and you just log your miles. But we've got between now and December the 21st. Sorry, between now and December 2021, so 16 months. We've got to do, our team of 10 between us have to do about 30,000 miles. Woo! It's divided into 12 regions. So at the moment, I should put my watch on now, shouldn't I? Let's see what else there is. Excuse me. Actually, I might put mine on cardio. No, I'll put it on walk and see what happens. Right. Sorry, enough blethering from me. So if you're new to this class, welcome. If you know of anybody that might benefit from this class, give them a nudge. So the class is in 3 parts. There's a warm-up, the main body of it, and then there's the stretching at the end. So when we finish, don't rush off and make yourself a cup of tea. We've got stretching to do. So we're going to start just a very gentle warm-up. I'm going to tip this down a little bit so that you can just see my feet a bit more. We're going to start with a very gentle warm-up, just walking on the spot. Hardly taking your feet off the ground. So just a little bit like that. You don't need to do that, just a little bit. Use your arms as well so that your shoulders get mobilized, so your shoulders are moving, your shoulder joint, this one. And if you can, do it on your toes. So you see some people doing marching videos like this. We can do that if you want, but we don't really need to. So we're going to do that just for a few more seconds. So 3, 2, 1. Right. Put your hands on your shoulders and stretch your arms up. Just give yourself a nice big stretch. Feel your ribs separating from your from your pelvis. If you can get your hands by your ears, great. If you've got shoulder mobility problems, and quite a lot of older people do, frozen shoulders, they've been playing tennis and ricked it or something, and you can only get to there, that's absolutely fine. Don't force it. Don't sort of, just go as far as it will go and then down again. Anyway, so on your shoulder, nice stretch. If you want to, you can keep doing your legs. You don't have to. And then down, and then push out, and back in, and then forward, and back. We're going to do that another 2 times. Up, and down, out, and in, and forward. One more time. Up, down, out, forward, and back. Fab. Right. Again, concentrating on the shoulders. Put your arm on your shoulder, make your arm like a wing. Sorry, put your hand on your shoulder, make your arm like a wing. And imagine your arm is sticking out at 180 degrees from your body as a straight line. Just look at it just to check that it's in the right place. Imagine you've got a pencil on the end of your sticking out from your elbow, and we're going to do a nice big circle, 5 back and 5 forward. So you're going to do nice big 1, full range of movement, nice and slowly, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then forward, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we're going to do the other one again. Check that it's sticking out, and we're going to go back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then forward, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fantastic. Right, last arm one, and as you know, those of you that are regulars, this is my favorite. When you do this, what we're going to do is you're going to raise one arm and at the same time take the other arm out behind you, and it's only your arms that move. Don't be going backwards and forwards. And these, as well as if you put your hand there, as your arm comes up, you can feel that muscle. You feel the muscle at your back moving. So this is good for posture, it's good for mobilizing your shoulders, it's good for your back, it's good for everything. I really like it, and it's a very simple warm-up exercise. So we're going to do 10. 1, I'll show you side on, 2, 3, nice and gentle, 4, if your arms don't go up as far as your ears, don't force it, 5, just nice continuous movement, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wonderful. Right, we're going to just move this, a dog's toy. Oh, it doesn't work inside. Sorry. Right, we're going to do just heel digs like this. And at the same time, anchor your elbow into your waist. And as one leg comes forward, oops, wrong way, Rosemary. That's it. So you're doing opposite arm and leg, and you're doing a bicep curl like this with your upper arm. Just closing you don't move this at all. So you're doing a bicep curl with your arms, and on the opposite leg, you're doing a heel dig. So 3, 2, 1. And then we're going to go just out to the side. When you're doing this, try not to make your knee go right in like that. Try and keep your knee, this bit straight. And at the same time, we're going to push out to the side. Just pushing the air away with your hands. So, 3, 2, 1. Great. Then we're just going to take a step back. Just a little toe tap back. And then at the same time, have your hands at your chest height. And we're going to, again, try not to let your knee come in like that. Like that. Try and keep your thighs straight. And splay your fingers. Jazz hands. Give your hands a bit of a workout. I like these movements, all of them, because they test they're good for your balance, they're good for strength, they're good for warming up. They don't put any pressure on joints particularly. They're quite nice and gentle, but they are quite good. Coordination as well. 3, 2, 1. Fab. And the last one in this sequence, we're just doing a toe tap. And obviously the arms will have to do something. So as you toe tap, just swing the opposite arm. You can do an exaggerated swing if you like, because it is exercise, you're not walking. How did the walking go? Have you been noticing people's walking? Walking was the A to Z last week. Have you been noticing at pedestrian crossings and various in Tesco and various other places? Have you been noticing how people walk? 3, 2, 1. Right, we're going to put that all together. I'm moving the chair just in case I hit it. So we're going to do heel digs, out to the side, back, toe tap, heel dig, side, back, toe tap, heel dig, side, back, toe tap. One more time, heel dig, side, back, toe tap. Right, we're going to do a bit of, we'll do a bit of coordination and shadow walking just to get your ankles a bit flexible. Right, I'm going to put this down so as you can see my feet. And that's it. If you follow me, imagine there's a square in front of you. You're going to take your right foot and put it in the top left-hand corner of the square. And then you're going to take your left foot and put it in the top right-hand corner of the square. And then back to your original place. You're standing at the bottom left and right corners of the square. So you're going to go top, back. So right, left, back, back. Right, left, back, back. Be careful when you do this, because don't get your feet tangled up. So I don't want people crashing over. Back, back. But it's good for coordination, and also it's good to unbalance yourself slightly. Back. One more time this way. Now we're going to do it the opposite way. So we're going to put the left foot. We're going to start with the left foot. So left, right, back, back. Left, right, back, back. Left, right, back, back. Left, right, back, back. One more time. Left, right, back, back. How was that? Do you find that easy or difficult? There we are. Oh, down a wee bit more, maybe. One day I'm going to be rich enough to have a studio with proper cameras and things. Lots and lots of subscribers. So if you haven't already and you like my it's like an advert in the middle. This video is brought to you by. So yes, if you do like the series of videos, click subscribe and like. That would be nice as well. And you can also buy me a coffee, but I'll talk about that slightly later. Right, we're going to go on to the main body of the exercise now. We're going to start with squats. Squats are great for strengthening your legs and your glutes, your big glute muscles, your bum. Does my glute look big in this? So if you're doing a freestanding squat, you have your feet. Those of you that know how to do this can either start doing squats, which means that you'll do a lot more of them, or put your hands like this so that your arms are again at 180 degrees and just go on your toes. I'll try not to talk too much because I hate videos where people rabbit on. So feet hip width apart. Squatting is sitting without the chair. Feet hip width apart, and you stick your bottom out and you go down. Okay, it's not this. People think it's this. And your knees don't come over your toes. So your knees aren't going sort of like that. You're staying behind your toes. And also imagine you've got an eye in your chest and it looking forward. You may only be able to go down there. I want you to have good technique in this. So if you Can't go down any further than that. That's absolutely fine. A squat can be done at any level. If you can't manage a free squat, get the chair. And notice when you sit down, you do that, don't you? You point your bottom at the chair, and that's what a squat is, but just without the chair. Put your hands here so as you're not tempted to use them, and stand up, and then sit down again. If you can't do that, swing your arms and use your arms, the momentum of your arms to get you up. If that's too difficult, put your hands on your knees and stand up. And then do the same in reverse when you sit down. As you get better at this, try and avoid using your hands when you stand up at all times. And note when other people stand up, do they use their hands or not? If they do, think, I don't need to use my hands. Yes, did I say don't let your knees come in when you're squatting? Keep your knees out as well. So, without further ado, we're going to do 10 squats, nice and slowly. So going down for a count of 4 and up for a count of 4, or maybe 3 and 3. I don't know, let's try. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. If you're only at the top, you can do that if you want. If you're only going down a little way, go 1, 2, and then hold it. 3, 4, 1, or 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you're not going down very far, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that's 4 we've done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Last one. Make it a goodie. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Be conscious when you're doing it of your feet, your legs, sorry, pushing you up. Rather than sort of standing up, be conscious of your, it's really only your hip joints here that move. The rest of you stays more or less static. Right, anyway, well done. You're going to get to sit down now. We're doing the seated row. So, get your chair, sit at the front of the chair, and get your band, sorry. If you don't have a band, you can still do the movements with your arms. You're sitting with your feet out in front of you, heels on the ground, toes pulled back. Loop the band around your feet. Try and get it in the instep because there's less chance of it pinging off because there's going to be quite a bit of tension on the band. So you don't want it pinging off and smacking you in the face. I'm coming here now so that you can see what I'm doing with my arms. So you're sitting on the chair, your heels on the floor. Your heels stay on the floor, they don't move. Nothing moves now apart from your arms. You're sitting up nice and straight. You're not going to rock your body. Have quite a bit of good tension on the band. And then you're holding it like you would hold a dog's lead. I know all about that. And you're just pulling your arms back like this. You're not lifting or anything. Your hands skim your thighs and you pull back. And imagine you've got a can of Coke between your shoulder blades. You're going to squidge it. And then forward. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well done. Stay sitting in the chair, get your band, loop it under your legs and then over the top, and then pull it tight so that your knees are together, and don't let your hands move. Your hands, don't let the band slip through your hands. You're holding it there. And then you open your knees until your thighs are parallel. That is your starting position for this exercise. Don't move your feet. Your feet will go on their side, but that's okay. So this is your starting position and your finishing position. So you're going to open your thighs, hold it there for a couple of seconds, and then slowly bring back until your thighs are parallel again. And then open as far as they'll go and hold it there so that you're pushing against the band. 2. We're going to do 10. We do 10 of every exercise. Open. I mean, the tension you put on this. 3. Obviously, the more tension, the stronger you have to work, the harder you have to work. 4. But it might be better to have a stronger band if you want it stronger, because if you keep pulling it very tight, you cut off the blood supply and it digs into your thigh. So 5. If you find it difficult to do a squat without your knees turning in, this will help. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. You should feel it here. This band probably isn't strong enough for me. I probably need a higher strength band. Like I've said on the equipment thing, one size doesn't necessarily fit all when it's bands and things. Although you can vary the tension, sometimes you need a stronger band. Right, we're going to do bicep curls now. So you put your band on the floor and stand on it, and then you anchor your elbow into your, I put it just above my hip bone, and have enough tension on the band so that when you hold your hand there, you're consciously having to do so. You're having to use your biceps, these muscles at the front of your arms. And all we're going to do is just close the arm. Don't lift it. Your elbow stays there. Just do it this way, shouldn't I? So it just closes and then down to there. Don't let it go totally so that you've always got tension. So we're going to go 1, 2, nice and slow and controlled. 3, 4, 5. I actually find this one easier with weights, dumbbells. 6, or with bands that have handles. 7. So if you've got those, you could use those. 8, 9, 10. And then we're going to switch over. Make sure you stand on the band. It's very firm so that it doesn't come and ping you in the face. Again, keep it so that the tension is there. 1, it's only your forearm that moves. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well done. Right, have a rest from the bands just for a couple of exercises. One exercise, in fact. We use the bands quite a lot. For this one, we're going to stand on one leg to improve balance. So we're going to, it's easier standing on one leg if you're sort of well anchored. So although you should be engaging your core for every exercise, this is the only one I specifically say, let's engage core. So if you breathe out, for those of you, the uninitiated, and I don't think there are that many, your core muscles are the band of muscles. Well, there's several of them, some of them deep within the body, some sort of exterior that you can feel. So if you breathe out, and then pull your navel into your backbone as hard as you can, and then relax it slightly. See if you can drop your pelvic floor as well. And that's you. If somebody tried to push you over when you had your core engaged, and I can feel mine there, they would find it much more difficult than if you hadn't engaged it. So I'll show you what we're going to do. We're going to engage core, and then you're going to stand on one leg and bring your knee up. If you can't get your knee parallel, just get it as high as you can. And then we're going to hold it there for a couple of seconds and then raise it a bit more. If you're hardcore, and raise it a bit more if it's parallel. If you're hardcore, instead of raising it a bit more like that, you can straighten it like that. That is quite hardcore. That's a difficult exercise. So we're going to go breathe out, navel into your backbone as hard as you can, relax it slightly. Breathe as well. Breathing is to be encouraged. And then lift slightly more, hold it, and then down. If you need to hold on, hold on. It's more important to hold on than it is to topple over. That didn't come out right. Up a bit more, and then down. Yeah, staying upright is more important than doing the exercise. We don't want you falling over. 3, whoops. 4. This one's good for your abs as well, because they're having to pull your leg up. 5. The next 5, I'm going to straighten my leg. I'm going to be hardcore. 6. Try not to lean back. If you're doing this, try not to lean back. 7. You don't need to lift your thigh anymore. Just straighten your leg. Those of you that do yoga will probably be better at this than me. 8. 9. 10. When you're straightening your leg, you're working your thigh muscles as well, and your hip flexors and all sorts of things. Very few exercises are done in isolation. There's always, you think you're exercising one muscle, but others are coming into play as well. Right, so exhale, pull your navel into your backbone as hard as you can. I find it difficult to do that without clenching my knees. And then relax slightly, hands on hips, and up, up, and down, and then up. A bit more, down, up a bit more. I think that's 3. 4. 5. 6. Oh, that kills. 7. 8. I'm doing like a ballet dancer. I'm trying to make it look effortless. It's not. 9. Oh, I'm so glad this is the last one. 10. Hoo, 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 hoo. Give your hips a bit of a shake. Oh, oh, oh. I'll tell you an exercise I find quite beneficial actually, and I'll just show it here. It's if your back is sore, or if you've got tension in the small of your back, put your hands on your hips and just tilt your hips backwards and forwards. It's not quite twerking, but I find that quite nice on my back. I advise you not to do this one in public, like I'm doing. Right. Upward row. If you don't have a band, hold your thumb, and remember, you've got that V there, and that V stays. So your arms go, it's your elbows that are pulling up your hands. So whether you get your arm to there, your hands are under your chin, your elbows are always higher than your hands. If you are using the band, you stand on it. Again, try and get it in your instep. Have your feet hip width apart. There's the doggy. And cross the band over. And then when keep your hands together and try and keep your forearm, your wrist and your hand as a board. You don't want your wrist to be bending like that. And we're going to go up. 1, 2. This is a hard one to get the technique right, and it's quite a hard exercise. 3, 4. Maybe if you're new to it, do it without the bands until you get the technique. 5, because you still get benefit. 6, 7. Control the descent as well. 8, 9, 10. Well done. Right, we're going to do the abs. Abs is one of the ones that when I do the strength exercises, if I do the strength exercises video, abs is one of the ones that I will be doing on the floor. But for today, we're doing this on the chair. So have your chair, sit sideways on your chair, like this. So the back of the chair is here. It can be on the right-hand side or the left-hand side. It's entirely up to you. Have quite a bit of chair behind you. So sit fairly far forward on the side. And then initially, have your hands straight so that your middle finger is just above your knee. And then we're going to lean back just until you have to catch yourself. Not sort of right back, just a little bit back like that, so that your middle finger is probably a couple of inches above your knee. If you want to, if you feel insecure, you can hold on here. Keep one hand there though, so that you know that you're not leaning back too far. And then we're going to just lift our legs slowly. So we're going to do, I'll start counting in a minute. We're going to do 10 on each side. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I can feel that on my abs. 10. If you are leaning back and you're feeling it on the small of your back, just sit forward slightly. You don't need to go right back like that. Just sit forward a bit more, just so that you're just moving back slightly. So have a little bit of a rest and we're going to go again. We're going to do another 10. You ready? So lean back slightly so that your middle finger is about 2 inches above your knee. And we're going to go 1, 2, nice and gently. 3, You don't need to lift your knees high. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I can really feel that on my abs are quite strong, and yet I can feel that. So I think it's definitely doing some good. When you're exercising, think about the muscle that I'm saying that you exercise, and that's where you should feel the strain. If you're supposed to be exercising your bicep and you feel it in your back, something's going awry. I like that word, awry. I used to say it as Ori when I was a child, as I'm sure quite a lot of people do. Right, we're going to do triceps, which are these muscles here. So this one again, if you haven't got a band, just do, well, with all of them, just do the movements. This one is, I don't know, people seem to have quite a bit of difficulty with this one, with the technique of it. So you put your band over your one shoulder and you're holding it with your hand behind you. And this arm goes like this, as if you're about to go and whack something with a hammer. But your shoulder doesn't move. It's not that movement. When you're like this, your hand is just going up to the ceiling, and it's only your forearm that moves. If you've got problems with your shoulder, start off at your chest and point to the floor. This hand here controls the tension on the band. So you can make it stronger or weaker, depending on how you get on. So feet hip width apart always, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then switch over. Same thing again. Oops. You ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well done. Next, because they're so important and because I did a lot of talking before the last ones, we're going to do another 10 squats. I'm not going to say anything. We're just going to get into the squats or stand-ups from the chair. Entirely up to you. So, one. Concentrate on pushing through your heels. 3, 4, 5, 6. Should try and do 10 squats at least every day. At least once a day. 7, 8, 9, 10. Well done. Now the dreaded side bends. I only move the chair because it puts off the inevitable. So, feet slightly wider than hip width apart. We're just bending to the side, and if you're using your other arm, if you want, don't have it hanging. Keep it straight so that you're actually working these muscles as well. So, no opportunity to work a muscle is ever wasted. So, go down. 1. It's easier if you breathe out as you go down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That wasn't as bad as it usually is. I must be getting better. Other side now. Oh, this side's worse now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Jolly good. Right. We're going to do our little routine. We'll do it 3 times through, nice and slowly, just to remind you of the movements. And then we're going to put on imaginary music and do it a little bit faster. So we're going to do heel digs, side, back, toe tap. Heel dig, side, back, toe tap. Heel dig, side, back, toe tap. One more time. Heel dig, pardon me, side, back, toe tap. Right, if you've got music that you want to put on, now's the time to do it. And I'm going to have the music in my head. So we're going to go heel, side, back, toe tap. Heel dig, 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 side, back, toe tap. Wish I could play music. Heel, side, back, toe tap. Heel, side, back, toe tap. One last time. Heel dig, side, back, toe tap. How was that? Are you still floundering about, or are you getting it? Right, now, I always end the class with what I call heartbeat, because it makes your heart beat faster. And what it is 3 20-second bouts of high intensity exercise. And the high intensity exercise we're going to do is running on the spot very fast. Now, don't hunch your shoulders, don't lift your knees high, just tiny little steps like that on your toes, just tiny little steps. Arms going as well, get your arms going, because that encourages your feet to go as well. If you've got any problems with your heart, if you've got angina, you know your capabilities better than I do. If you don't want to do it, absolutely fine. You might want to do one and then sit the rest out. You might want to do all 3. It's entirely up to you. If you're in the chair, you can do it in the chair, sitting forward and doing that. That still gets, sorry, I'm punching my shoulders, aren't I? That still gets your heart going. It's not as effective, I don't think, as running on the spot. Anyway, so we're going to do 3 bouts of 20 seconds. So, on your marks, set, off you go. "17, 18, 19, 20. How was that? Fiddling with the watch. How was that? Hard, difficult? Is your heart racing? Are you breathing more quickly? As I said before, the way to decide, the way to know that you're getting fitter is not how much effort it takes to do it, but how quickly your pulse returns to normal. So the fitter you get, you probably put more effort into it, because the fitter you get, the less effortful it feels, but you recover more quickly. So this one never gets any easier. Some of them get easier as you get stronger or fitter. This one never does, because as you get fitter, you give it a bit more welly. Right, when I say we are going to do it, obviously I meant you. I couldn't possibly do it and look at the watch at the same time. It's far too important a job. Right, on your marks, second one. On your marks, set, off you go. "17, 18, 19, 20. How was that? Obviously, it will feel more difficult as it goes through, but the third one, you've only got one more to do. So, and it is very good. High intensity exercise like this is very good for your visceral fat. It's very good for your heart and your lungs. It's good for your muscles. It's good for your brain. Makes you feel as if you've done something. It's always good to have a bit of effort in, put a bit of effort into things. And I think it's a nice way to end the session, because it warms you up nicely for the stretching. Never ever stretch cold muscles. If you only ever remember one thing, well, no, there's lots of things I want you to remember, but never stretch cold muscles, because you risk injury, particularly at our advanced years. Right, are you ready for the third one? Normally, if you were doing high intensity, you would have a bigger break between them, but because we can't just hang around here all day, we've got busy lives, we've got things to do. Gosh, it's nearly 10 to 10, cowboy time. Right, on your marks, set, go. "17, 18, 19, 20. Well done. How was that? Did you manage it? Great stuff. Right, get your breath back before we go into the stretching. And just before you do, I'll mention again, if you've liked the channel, if you like my videos, click the subscribe button. Doesn't mean that you have to pay any money. It just means it's like a like. Click the thumbs up if you like the class as well. But also, if you feel that the class has been worthwhile, you could consider buying me a coffee, which there's a link in the comments below. When you watch this video, if you go onto YouTube and you watch the video, I don't know how it comes up on tablets and things, but on a laptop or a PC, there's comments underneath, and there's a link there. If you can't find the link to buy me a coffee, let me know. But it's usually all over the place. And if you would consider doing that, I would be very grateful. Thank you very much. Right, so the heart rate should be coming down slightly now. Let's do the stretching. So get the chair there. We're going to do the calf muscles first. So back leg straight, heel on the ground, front leg forward, heel on the ground, obviously. And the more you lean forward, the greater the stretch. And you should feel the stretch at the top of your calf, almost going into behind the knee. If you can't get your heel on the ground, just move your feet closer together. And then very gently bend your back knee, and your heel will come off the ground, but you should feel the stretch moving down into your Achilles tendon. We'll hold that for a few more seconds. And then switch legs. Just check that both feet are pointing in the same direction. They both should be pointing forwards. It's quite easy to have your back foot at a slight angle, so check that it's not. And then gently bend your back knee, just a tiny bit, just enough to take your heel off the ground. And your weight should be on that, on the back leg. And you'll feel the stretch going down into your Achilles. Okay, right, we're going to do the quadriceps stretch now. These are your big thigh muscles. So if you can, grab your shoe, your sock, your trouser leg, your ankle, anything you like, and standing up nice and straight. Try and keep your knees together, increases the stretch. If you can't do that, do the dynamic stretching, which is just moving your feet like this. You could try, see if you could kick your heel, kick your hands with your heel, but if you can't, it doesn't matter. Those of you that are doing the static stretching, just hold it for a few more seconds. Those of you that are doing the dynamic stretching, the moving one, keep doing it. Static stretchers, swap legs. Dynamic stretchers, keep moving. I like to move it, move it. Once you get that song in your head, if you've watched any of the, I can't remember what it's called now. I'll stop wittering on. Right, we're going to do the hamstrings now, which are the big muscles on the back of your leg. Going to sit down, sit at the front of the chair, knees at 90 degrees, ankles under your knees, sitting up nice and straight. 1 foot forward, toe pulled back, sitting up nice and straight, lean forward from the hips, not from the waist. And you should feel a stretch right up the back of your thigh. Well, up the back of your thigh. You might feel it in your calf as well, in your lower leg as well, but predominantly in the muscles at the back of your leg. Some people will only be able to get down a little bit. Some people can go right down. There's no right or wrong, it's your stretch. It should be challenging but not painful. And then sitting up and repeat on the other side. So up and lean forward from the hips, not from the waist. Okay, standing up, hands at shoulder height, palms facing forwards, round the tree. So your hands are like that, not like that. At shoulder height, and dip your shoulder. Dip your shoulder, dip your head. And then, if you can, interlink your fingers behind your back. If you can't, just try and get your elbows together. If you're interlinking your fingers, lift your arms slightly, and that gives you that stretch across your chest. Okay. And then one hand up, palm back. Try and put it down your back like that. If you've got shoulder mobility problems, leave this one out, I think. And then if you haven't, if you can do that, and then push your upper arm back so that you're getting a stretch there. This is to counteract this is the stretch for your triceps, for that exercise that we do. And then release that one, and a repeat on the other side. Okay, right, get your chair again. Sitting in the chair, nice and comfortably, but not using the back to relax upon. Just dip your head, put your hand on your crown, but don't push, just let the weight of your hand push your head down slightly. And then look up, and then turn your head to the left, and put your right hand on your chin. Try and turn your head back to the center, but resist with your hand. You know how it goes. And create that tension in your neck, and then release totally, and see if you can turn your head a little bit further. Keep it turned. And then bring it to the front, and then do it to the right. Left hand onto your left chin, left hand side of your chin. Create that tension in your neck, and then relax and see if you can turn your head a little bit more. And then bring your head back to the front. So have a think about the weight, the body weight exercises, the strengthening exercises. It'll be purely strengthening. It'll be a bit, it should be within everybody's capability. Just remember, you may have to get down on the floor. That's the only sort of stipulation, really. And if you know anybody else that would like it, let them know as well. But give me some feedback and let me know. Okay, see you next week.